What up, peeps? It's your girl Dosh coming back to your Real Takes. Well, today I'm going to be doing a little something different. You'd have to be living under a rock not to know what's happening today all over social media, all over the news, is the fact that Stanley Martin Lieber, better known to all of us as Stan Lee, has passed away. He passed away at the age of 95. I was at work, just probably taking a break, whatever, and all, just scrolling through my phone, looking at some stuff, whichever, and I came across his picture plastered. At first I thought it was just probably a little photo of something, just dealing with just Marvel stuff in general, or discussion about maybe Avengers or whatever. But then when I read the overall title, it said he passed, and so really shocked to me, because didn't see it coming. But then when you think about it, with his recent issues with his health, and I think he was dealing with pneumonia, it was just, and some people would say it was just a matter of time. Now, me and my colleague, we were talking about, and he was just as shocked as me. And I can see from quite a few people that I follow, some friends who are avid comic book readers, were very sad to hear the news. And it is an end of an era, especially not even in movies, but within the comics as well. Now with him, being that he's, a gentleman from the New York area, which is where you could say he gave birth to a lot of those particular superheroes that we all well and loved. Now with him, I didn't come across knowing too much about Stan Lee prior to one of the Incredible Hulk movies back in '89. I wasn't familiar with him until that. I know he did an appearance in that one. Now from there, of course, seeing all these particular characters he's done over the years. I know he had collaborated, of course, with Jack Kirby back in the early 60s when they were part, I think it was Astro Comics, before they formally changed the name to Marvel Comics. And of course, it introduced us to, of course, the likes of, I already said Incredible Hulk, which is one of my favorites growing up. Of course, Spider-Man, you have Thor, you have Iron Man. Of course, one of the first families they said was the Fantastic Four, Daredevil. These are just to name a few. So, and I love all of these, honestly. Like I said, Incredible Hulk was the one that I enjoyed growing up a lot. Of course, he has was attached, of course, to doing stuff with X-Men. We have other most recent, other characters that I've come to know and enjoy now, being that Marvel has basically surpassed what we ever would think we would get in dealing with comic books, literally like coming to life and being, in the feature film. As of lately, we are seeing a lot, plus of the amount of phasings we're doing with some of these particular characters with the help of the CEO, Kevin Feige. And with that, comes, the growing of comic books, some other comic book, characters from, say, Marvel, or even the ones that we're loving, of course, that we over the years have liked, is like DC as well. And that seems to be the main two, Marvel and DC. Now, I know with him, he had an appearance in X-Men. And of course, a lot of people he made a comment at one time saying, I don't care if it's DC, he just loves a good cameo. And it was just nice, just seeing his attachment to that. Now, being that, like I said, for cameos, that was one of the things I really can say I enjoyed. I can't speak for everyone else, but I know with me, even though I always love going to see particular movies, of Marvel, whichever, it was always interesting to see which part of the scene he would be in. And I love, some of the ones he's done, of course, with Incredible Hulk, the one with I think I want to say the one with what's his name, Edward Norton. Of course, you see him in one particular one with Lou Ferrigno. Then you see him in the scene with Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man, and then of course being a part of Thor, and then of course Avengers. Just I could go on and on and on, whichever. But I love it, and you always get a trip out of me personally in the movie theaters, hearing people when they see him show up, like, oh, there he is. And of course when I saw him recently in the one for Ant-Man and the Wasp, just loved seeing that his face was there. And that was nice that he had that little stipulation that he would be in any and all these particular ones. I'm looking forward to seeing, of course, and it will be kind of sad for a lot of us to see if he is in fact in Avengers 4, which will be coming out in May, and even Captain Marvel. I'm not sure, he probably is, and most likely in that as well. So, and you never know, he might even be in this. Might be in the Spider-Man one, I'm not sure, Far From Home, so we'll have to see, whichever. But I know he's been dealing with, some about of his, health, his illness, like I said, his pneumonia. Also, back in 2017, I think he lost his wife of 70 years. That's wonderful to hear. And it's just so sad, and then just kind of, going from doing, of course, occasional signings at all the different cons, whatever, and all that had to be pushed back because his health became an issue, and then dealing with some other factors with his health, and things, happening outside of that, dealing with, personal, family matters, So it's just, now here we are. And now I just feel like he's in a better place. I feel that everything, hopefully, with the family. I think his daughter put out a statement saying how much he loved his fans. He is definitely, to a lot of us, such, in some ways, a hero of sorts, whichever. And he had, like she said, the greatest fans, and he really did. I mean, a lot of us, I tell you, some of my friends, they just really, you can tell, took it hard. Now, so some people who have met him at a couple of different Comic Cons where, they had a signings or they did a picture with him. So I know, that's just like, it has to, hurt a lot of people. It's sad, you want to send your condolences to his family, his closest friends, and just know that, he's loved by, of course, his family, friends, and of course, his legions and legions of fans, and he will be missed. And I just wanted to just do a quick little video about that because I literally was shocked sitting there. At first I thought I was just, because some people like to throw out stuff, that are fake news or whatever, and post things like this and all that and get people riled up, whatever, and you just don't believe it until you get added, viable information saying it's true. But this one, all across the internet, all across social media, so this definitely was, a true, situation that's happening, whichever. So, but that's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to come on here and show my respect to a great guy, a great person, a great thing who's done so many different things, so many things for us in general with comics, that perlate into movies, and his legacy in being involved with all that will just continue on, and he hopefully has a legion of more little younger fans who will grow and love him just like us who are adults who actually enjoy him as well. So you guys, that's all I wanted to say, and comment below, let me know what you all think, whichever, if you want to just throw some words in here, whichever. So I'll see you guys on the next video. You guys take care.